Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be the second showcase of my main account rank 4s. I have 4 rank 4 7-star champions on my main account now, the fourth being Quicksilver. So, Quicksilver is the champion that I took up to rank 4 from the 9.2 completion offer. I bought the 15,000 unit deal. I got a Science 3 to 4 gem, and it really wasn't going to be any sort of debate. I was considering Photon and Spider-Ham, but I knew in my heart that the right choice for me was Quicksilver. So I'm just going to jump right into it. We've got Wolverine here dying from Whiplash. Let's just move on. No big deal. Wolverine just dying from the Whiplash there. 300,000 health, gone. No big deal. So, rank 4 Quicksilver is great in really multiple levels of content. Again, sort of a theme with characters that I really enjoy is the broad accessibility of using them in content that's not specified. I have some exceptions of characters like Shocker and Bastion that I like that are more so geared towards like shorter and medium form content, but Quicksilver, man, at the rank 4 level, he feels like he can really work for anything. So this is the rank 3 Enchantress, and you're going to see that this Enchantress is going to die in the next like 10 or so seconds. I go for a medium light medium detonate, and all I need to do now is go for a combo into my Relic, and this rank 3 Enchantress is gone. Like, that's it. She's gone from a single special 2. That's it. That's she's gone. That's it. That's literally it. It doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there. Quicksilver at this power level is actually pretty decent for short form content. People have always had issues with Quicksilver in like Battlegrounds specifically because he's not necessarily made for Battlegrounds. That wasn't the intent of his creation. Quicksilver is just a Swiss Army knife of general broad usefulness. And at this power level, because you can just ramp up to that special 2 and kill most short form health pools, now he's going to actually have some accessibility in Battlegrounds. Because look at this. This is a rank 3 7-star Dr. Doom that's basically dead. Like, that whole ramp up was around 30 seconds, and the fight's over. The fight's over. Doom has a lot of armor, so the special 2 barely dealt any actual hit damage, and that was 35 seconds. This is a rank 3 Sasquatch, okay? Big time health pool. This is no slouch, man. This health pool is huge. This is, nothing to shy away from. This is a big deal health pool. Not a small, 250,000 health pool. This is 450 some odd thousand health that this rank 4 Quicksilver is going against here. Now, as you can see, in the past 2 clips, I've dashed in during the opponent's special and triggered an evade. That is Quicksilver's like safety net evade built into his kit. One of the most underrated parts of his kit, in my opinion. I think it is so useful. So now I'm going for a medium light medium detonate against this rank 3 Sasquatch, already down to 30% health. And now all I need to do is go for another detonate after I bait this special 2. And this rank 3 Sassy is gone. Like, just gone. I don't even need to do anything else. He's just gone. So, rank 3 Sassy in 46 seconds. 46 seconds for a rank 3 Sasquatch. Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Now, this fight is not necessarily meant to showcase Quicksilver's speed in short form content. This fight is just meant to showcase Quicksilver's versatility in short form content. So, while I don't necessarily recommend the Rintra matchup if you're trying to be fast in potentially an Alliance War situation or a questing like Everest type situation, Quicksilver could do it. I don't think this is the best matchup for Quicksilver, but he has the slow, and if you just do medium combos and you build up to your special 2, you can actually take down this health pool fairly decent. It's not going to be as fast as the fights prior because I have to be doing a very specific combo here to avoid getting a lot of ruptures on me. But now I'm going to go for a little medium light medium detonate, and Rintra is, that's around half of his health that we just took out there in one special 2. So now the name of the game is to just try to not get ruptures on me. So I need to continue knocking down Rintra with my heavy attack, with my special attack, and, preventing myself from getting those ruptures. I'm going to go for the special 1 detonate here, just trying to deal as much damage as I can. I'm going to go for another little detonate here, and then once I can successfully bait out the special attack from Rintra, he's going to die from the Whiplash. So, not the fastest fight in the world, but Quicksilver played meticulously, can work for Rintra. So, this is a rank 3 Mangog. Again, just the same story. Quicksilver doing the build up to the special 2, detonating with the medium, light, medium combo, and, you know, having an absolute ball. Look at that evade saving me. I was going to intentionally go hit Mangog's block, but Mangog had other plans, but my evade saved me, and it placed a whiplash on Mangog, because when you use that evade, you place a whiplash. So now I'm just building up to my special 2 here. Finally add my special 2, go for a little additional combo there, and then I go for a medium, light, medium detonate with 20 whiplash, and Mangog is dead. He's just dead. That was, I believe, 30-ish seconds. Yeah, 35 seconds for that Mangog. Now I have an Ebony Maw here. I intentionally left this clip in because I wanted to show, you know, realism and show the fact that in matchups like this, things don't always go your way, and you just have to keep pushing, you know, persevere. It's not always going to go the way you want it to go. You just got to keep playing the match. You know, I could have easily shown you a perfectly destroyed Ebony Maw fight, but I wanted to leave this one in because this is something that could easily happen to me or anybody else in a actual matchup, and, you know, there's nothing you can really do about it. I tried to play around it by baiting block, but, you know, he got to nullify on me, and there goes 20% of my health because of degen. So now I go for the detonate, Ebony Maw dies, and, you know, the story's over. I could have played that differently, but, you know, he threw a special sort of into my block, and nothing I could do about it. But hey, 33 seconds for that Maw. Not bad at all. Now, we're getting into some content where Quicksilver shines. This is Everest content. This is the 3.3 million health Labyrinth of Legends Jane Foster. This fight is a little tricky. You can't hit her block. And if you do hit her block, you're going to get shocked. So, as you can see there, I was like hesitating. I was going to go do a little block bait, but Quicksilver has multi-hit combos. And if I do multi-hit combos into Jane Foster's block, I'm going to take a lot of shock damage. So, the name of the game here is quite simple. Build up to my special 3, go for the special 3 terminal velocity rotation. You ideally want to throw your special 3 while you are already in terminal velocity, and, pro tip, while you have the double momentum active, because your special 3 is going to grant you 900 momentum, but if you have the double momentum thing active, it's actually going to be more. And you get a pause on your terminal velocity depending on how much additional momentum you gained from the attack. So if you're at terminal velocity and you throw the special 3 while you have the double momentum passive, you're gaining 1800 momentum. So that pause is going to be very long, as you can see right here. After I let this special 3 play out a little bit. That pause right on the right side of the momentum icon, that is a long pause. Like, now that the speed up time has gone away, look at that pause. That's like a substantial pause before terminal velocity starts to fall off. So you have plenty of time to get in a couple of combos before your terminal velocity starts to slowly trick down, as you need to, you know, dash back constantly, or, you know, going for basic combos. So, yeah. Don't forget to double momentum before you special 3. Alright, so now we're going for the special 2 here. Now, ideally, I was going to get a special 1 off before the detonate happened, but it didn't end up going off. That's totally fine. And look at that damage. With 85 trauma, or with 85 whiplash, 1 trauma, that was, or I'm sorry, 170 whiplash and 1 trauma. That was a burst of 1.7 million damage. We're just going to round up because it's nice and easy. Because, you know, if you count one basic hit, it's 1.7 million. So, 1.7 million damage from that whole ramp up, that takes out most low-level Everest health pools, like, easily. No problem. And again, this is only Quicksilver with White Magneto. Like, there was nobody else on this team. And White Magneto is barely adding anything. You know, I just have the White Magneto synergy because of the passive stun, so I don't have to worry about Limber in Labyrinth of Legends. And you're going to see that it doesn't matter. Like, this fight's over. Jane Foster goes kablooey. 660,000 burst damage. Yeah, no big deal. To finish off this video, we have a little Necropolis Black Widow Clairvoyant. Quicksilver dominates this fight. So there's no immunity to reverse controls here. You have to play this fight normally. And just work around the reverse controls, work around the death touch and the unblockable. As you can see, she starts the fight basically by getting into death touch, so I have to be very careful about that and, you know, make sure she doesn't hit me, because if she hits me once, I'm dead. And the reverse controls with Quicksilver, with the multi-hit basic attacks, can be a little confusing sometimes, but as long as you remember one input is one attack, you're not going to get confused, or you're not going to get, excuse me, nearly as confused. So, the name of the game here is just like the last fight. We're going to ramp up to the special 3 while throwing heavy attacks to build up the momentum even faster. Once we are in terminal velocity, I can go for my special 3, which is going to stun Claire, and then after that, I can continue to ramp up to my special 2 at like 2.9, 2.8 bars of power, preferably be 2.9. Like the closer you are to your special 1, the better, because you're going to have to waste less time applying the Whiplash, and even though you have an increased chance to apply Whiplash with terminal velocity active, it's not guaranteed, so you want to be as close to that special 1 after the special 2 as you possibly can be. So the combo you want to go for after special 3 is full 5-hit combo, medium, medium, and then another full 5-hit combo. That is going to give you as much power as possible after that special 3 stun, and it's also going to limit the amount of power they get depending on the SIG of your Quicksilver. My Quicksilver is SIG 105. A SIG 200 Quicksilver would reduce combat power by 50%, so pretty significant. I think at SIG 105 it's around 35 or 36%, which is still great. So, going for the special 2 here, and ideally, like I said in the Jane Foster match, you want to throw a special here, and then bait a special so you can go in and get the increased attack rating from your special 1 here. This burst deals a lot of damage. Let's look at that one more time. This burst deals a pretty substantial amount of damage. So, here's the final hit of the special 1, and then the burst of Whiplash goes from 93% health to 57, 2.8 million damage burst. That's nuts. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And now, all we need to do is continue hitting her, because look, I still have half of the duration on my terminal velocity. I just stunned her because I detonated more than 50 Whiplash, and now my goal is to build up to another special 2. So something you can do in long-form Everest content like this is go for a double special 2 detonation. With double trauma, you don't have to have as many Whiplash to see a significant damage increase, because you're already going to be dealing a significant amount of damage. So, I go for the special 2 here. Now, mind you, the special 2 itself is actually dealing a decent amount of damage, because that's a 70% trauma. Now it's 140% trauma. So, now that I have 104 Whiplash on Claire with 2 trauma, let's see what that detonate was. 104 Whiplash. The special itself, I mean, look at that burst, dude. That's what? 13,000, 19,000 burst from just the basic hits alone. Pretty decent stuff when you add up all the additional red numbers. And then the burst with 104 trauma with 104 Whiplash and 2 trauma is 2.5. Okay, I just lost it. It's 2.5 million. Let's go right back to it. Right here. 2.5 million. That crazy. And again, like, you could just repeat this, go on repeat and continue building up your Whiplash, building up your trauma, and just detonate to your heart's content. So this is, like, I think 7 million health, Claire, something like that. Pretty substantial health pool, and she's already been detonated for over 5 million health. And the fight's barely started. I have 1 synergy here increasing Whiplash damage, but Quicksilver could easily do this fight without it. Like, no problem. He could easily do this fight without that additional synergy. And another great thing, I love Quicksilver so much, because when you have the trauma active, all of your attacks are going to be dealing that burst of physical damage, right? So you're going to be dealing a pretty substantial amount of additional damage just from your basics alone. And if you have the crit stat focus on Quicksilver, your critical hits, they're going to deal like 15 or 16,000 damage when you crit. And that's on top of the additional damage that you're dealing from the Whiplash, It's pretty wild, man. It is pretty wild how much damage Quicksilver has access to, even considering that, his basic attacks are not going to be dealing hundreds of thousands of damage. Just getting in a couple extra 1,000 damage per combo, especially with that trauma up, is very, very nice. So, gonna bait 1 more special there, throw my own special 2 here, and I believe that, I think I either bait a special here or the detonate just kills her. I don't know what happens. Okay, I get the special bait, and then I throw 1 more special 1, and there goes Necropolis Clairvoyant with a nearly 900,000 burst from the Whiplash. That Necropolis fight, was 4 minutes and 19 seconds for, how much health does Claire have? She has 8 million health. Let's just call it 8 million health in 4 minutes and 19 seconds. Pretty ridiculous, man. Pretty ridiculous. I love Quicksilver. I'm so happy to have him at rank 4. I was definitely not expecting Quicksilver to be one of my next rank 4s. I was thinking about, a Mystic Gem or a Cosmic Gem from the 3 to 4 crystal from completion. But Science, total curveball. But hey, I like the curveball because now I have one of my favorite Science champions, one of my favorite champions in general, up at rank 4. And yeah, I am extremely pleased with my rank 4 champions so far. And I have a couple of ideas of who I want to take up next, like Spiral, Bastion, Serpent. Champs like that, I think, are on my list. So, yeah, the future looks bright for my rank 4 roster, and I'm really excited to get more and more because, yeah, bringing these characters to a higher power level just feels right. So, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I don't know, words are hard. Thank you very much for watching today's video. If you liked it, and I really hope that you did, please consider subscribing and also hitting that like button. Both of those actions are incredibly helpful for the channel, and it pushes the word out there to the YouTube algorithm that I am making content people are enjoying. Once again, thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.